Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, and air restoration, flood and remodeling services for over 40 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
New developments in the cross-border pollution crisis. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. A huge step forward today in the years-long process of rehabilitating and expanding the South Bay International Wastewater Treatment Plant. KPBS reporter John Carroll is live near the plant with the event that brought officials from both sides of the border to the plant. John.
That's right, Maya. Members of San Diego's congressional delegation, along with other federal, state, and local officials and officials from Mexico, all gathered here today, this afternoon, to celebrate the beginning of a major project, the fixing, rehabilitating, and expansion of this all-important plant. Now, before we ever even got onto the grounds this afternoon of the plant, we ran into some protesters that were out there making their concerns known, and let's see if I can, well, okay. They were making their concerns known that they're very upset and disappointed about why this is taking so long. And you'll forgive me, my script has just disappeared into thin air. There we go. They were very upset about the pace of fixing this stinky, hazardous situation. Inside a much more celebratory mood, as officials dropped a banner revealing a sign that details the various phases of this project. First phase, $42.5 million, which is the design portion of the project. That begins now. 2 more phases will follow. In all, $600 million worth of work. The maximum timeline for this whole thing is 5 years, though officials said today that by using a progressive design-build approach, that could be reduced by 18 months. And while today's event certainly signals a major positive step forward, Imperial Beach Mayor Paloma Aguirre is still not thrilled with how things are going down here. She told us she's especially disappointed in Governor Gavin Newsom, who was actually down here yesterday visiting a project on the Mexican side of the border meant to stem some of the pollution generated in Tijuana.
I wish he would have heard the stories, firsthand stories from our families, the stories like Matt Henry, who has to put his 6 kids to sleep in masks because the smell is so pungent inside his home. And it's not just the physical ailments, it's the small business owners that are seeing their life savings go up in smoke because of the lack of visitors that we're seeing.
Now, Mayor Aguirre says she doesn't want to take away from any of the positive celebratory mood down here today, but she once again reminded us that fixing the treatment plant is only part of the issue down here. The other larger issue, she says, is the hazardous waste that gets into the air along with the stink coming from the pollution in the Tijuana River. And she is once again, she says no one has told her how they're going to fix that. And she's once again calling on Governor Newsom and the Biden administration to declare a state of emergency here to help speed things along. We're live down on the border. John Carroll, KPBS News. Maya?
And construction has started on a new and improved double-track bridge for trains between Carlsbad and Encinitas. KPBS reporter Jacob Ayers says the new bridge over Batiquitos Lagoon is expensive, but it comes with multiple benefits.
At the picturesque wetlands where land meets sea, construction crews have started to dig in on the Batiquitos Lagoon double-track project in North County. It's a joint effort between Construction and Engineering.
The process right now that we're undertaking is building a platform for the equipment to start building a new bridge that we're going to put at the Batiquitos Lagoon. It's going to replace an 85-year-old bridge, a single track with a double track modern concrete bridge.
It will add nearly a mile of new double track, meaning trains can travel in opposite directions at the same time. The current single track is one of many areas that creates a bottleneck for trains traveling in San Diego, says North County Transit District's Mary Dover.
These improvements, the double tracking to the railroad, will allow us to increase frequencies for coaster and additionally for Amtrak and BNSF freight as well.
She says the project will also improve service reliability and long-term resiliency to sea level rise. It's also designed to improve tidal flow for local wildlife. In the meantime, Cortez says there should be minimal service interruptions.
We're gonna build it parallel to the existing bridge, and the reason why is because we have to keep the trains going as scheduled.
The $166 million Bataquitos Lagoon project is funded by a combination of state and local funds, including the regional half-cent sales tax for transportation administered by Sandag. It's one of 5 double-tracking projects Sandag is actively planning. Cortez says the other top priority projects include Solana Beach to Del Mar and through North Oceanside.
San Diego Lagoon double track, which will include a events platform for the Del Mar Fair, and then a project that we called Eastbrook to Shell, which is a little bit complicated.
The majority of the work at Bataquitos Lagoon is expected to take place during the daytime on weekdays, and it's expected to be completed in 2028. Jacob Air, KPBS News.
I'm Ariella Scalise, and coming up tonight on KPBS, turning cooler with temperatures dropping to the 50s. Could even be some areas of frost across the high desert. We will be drying on out after some wet weather, but when will our next chances of precipitation move back in? I'll have that coming up tonight.
Federal authorities are searching for the person who set ballot boxes on fire in the Pacific Northwest. The attacks are among a number of incidents in recent weeks, inflaming concerns of election and voter interference. Laura Geary brings us more on what states are doing to secure their counts.
There's been at least 3 fires so far, 1 in Portland, Oregon, and 2 in Vancouver, Washington. The fire in Vancouver destroyed hundreds of ballots, say state election officials, while a fire suppression system on the Portland drop boxes minimized damage there. Investigators found incendiary devices that they say connect the fires in both states, and they're looking for this suspect vehicle, an early 2000s dark-colored Volvo sedan with an unknown tag number and missing front plate. City and election officials in both Portland and Vancouver say they're bumping up police patrols and enhancing security around their ballot boxes going forward. Some states, like Nevada, are touting new technology to better protect the process.
Every mail ballot has an individual tracker barcode on it.
Poll worker safety also a high priority.
We passed the Election Protector Bill, which made it a felony to harass or intimidate election workers.
Arizona has invested millions of dollars into securing its tabulation centers.
We have added new fencing, badging, taken other measures to make sure that everyone is safe and they can focus on their important jobs.
A job already underway with millions of people voting early in most states.
So get in your vote now and then just have a seat on election night and watch your returns come in.
I'm Laura Aguirre for KPBS News.
In response to the fires, we asked San Diego election officials about what is being done locally to protect ballots leading up to Election Day. They say the county registrar's drop boxes are designed to be safe and secure.
This grade of stainless steel can resist scaling at very high temperatures, above 1800 degrees. They are also weather resistant and fire suppressant. The doors have weather stripping and all the seams are sealed, limiting the oxygen inside that could sustain a fire.
Ballot retrieval teams inspect drop boxes for signs of damage or tampering during their daily pickups. The registrar has received more than 530,000 ballots so far. About 30% of those were dropped off at drop boxes. The first batch of election night results will include mail-in ballots received prior to Election Day, plus the 10 days of early voting. Results will be updated as in-person votes from Election Day are processed. And you can find the locations of vote centers and ballot drop boxes on sdvote.com. Meanwhile, election experts are also on the lookout for another kind of threat to a free and fair election. In a few minutes, we discuss the disinformation being spread and why it's expected to intensify. A South Bay high school is using this year's presidential election to make the concept of democracy more concrete. KPBS reporter Melissa May introduces us to some future voters working to get out the vote.
As part of their humanities class project, 48 High-Tech High Chula Vista 11th graders hosted a voter information fair at Southwestern College.
You can look along these tables around here. We talk about the different propositions you can vote for, as well as different people like mayors.
11th grader Glenn Salonga says this class has taught him that his vote will matter.
I'm really grateful for this project because I got to be educated more on what I can vote for as an adult when I turn 18 in the next year.
Micah Wolfslager teaches the class. He says using the election as a lesson makes the subject less abstract.
To see U.S. history in the current election really helps it come alive and make it relevant for our students.
Along with taking a deep dive into the upcoming election, the students also learned about the concept of socio-political consciousness.
This idea of how can we move away from blaming individuals to blaming the system and thinking about how their elections relate to that concept as well.
Blaming the system that's in place that in turn kind of makes defers and makes the kids' attentions away from voting and makes them think less about like, oh, I think voting's important, and to more like, well, I don't know much anymore, so I probably shouldn't.
11th grader King California says this class has helped him find his own voice.
And being able to take the stance from both sides and then create my own independent opinion is a very strong thing that I get to bring to the family table as an individual and as a child.
In addition to learning about democracy, the class registered almost 300 high school seniors and college students to vote. Melissa May, KPBS News.
And be sure to check out the KPBS Voter Hub. It includes explainers on many of the high-profile races and ballot measures, and you can find the link on our homepage at kpbs.org. And the KPBS Voter Hub is also available in Spanish. If you're traveling by air soon, the Department of Transportation has news for you. Automatic refund rules are now in effect for canceled or significantly delayed flights. Amy Kiley has details.
Before your next takeoff, take a look at your new passenger rights. The Transportation Secretary says automatic airfare refund rules took effect yesterday.
You get your money back, and you get your money back without having to ask.
Here he is discussing them back in April before Congress enshrined them in the FAA Reauthorization Act.
When an airline knows that anybody on a flight that's going to get canceled is going to get their money back, it gives them more of a reason to make the investments and the realistic schedules that prevent that from happening to you in the first place.
If your flight is disrupted and you don't rebook, you get an automatic cash refund within 20 days. That applies to cancellations, domestic delays of 3 or more hours, and international delays of at least 6 hours. Separate rules mandate a luggage fee refund if you don't get your bag by a certain time, and refunds for prepaid services like seat selection and Wi-Fi if you don't receive them.
I think airlines are just going to have to realize that consumers, you can't just capture them forever with bad policy.
A group representing major airlines says it's on board with automatic refunds, though the rules have faced pushback from the industry.
The market got distorted with some of these tactics in which airlines basically had too much power over the consumers.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
A local homeless service provider is giving its clients who are veterans a chance at getting back into the workforce. People Assisting the Homeless, known as PATH, held a career expo today. It aims to help homeless or recently housed veterans as well as people involved in the legal system.
What we noticed, there's a trend. There's a lot of employers that don't realize there's a lot of eager veterans out there that are trying to get back into the force. And, they're not quite there yet, so we help them get on that path.
And according to the latest count, 9% of San Diego's homeless population are those who served our country. This election season, Americans have been exposed to a surge of unfounded claims about voter fraud, the assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump, even the actual date of Election Day. And KPBS's Amitha Sharma joins us now to talk about why disinformation is only expected to intensify. Welcome, Amitha.
It's good to be with you, Maya.
So give us some examples of disinformation related to the presidential election that are actually being circulated?
Well, it's pretty wide-ranging, Maya. Some of it we heard before in 2020, such as undocumented people illegally voting in droves in the presidential election, or voting machines actually reversing votes. There are left-leaning websites claiming the assassination attempt, the first one against former President Donald Trump, was staged. Mackenzie Sotagy of NewsGuard, which rates news and information, says a Russian disinformation network pushed out a deep fake video of former President Barack Obama claiming that Democrats were behind that assassination attempt because they feared Trump would win in November and that the only way to defeat him was to kill him.
Within the past couple of weeks or so, we've seen a lot of Russian disinformation targeting Tim Walz, Harris's running mate, and accusing him without any evidence or with fabricated evidence, accusing him of having inappropriate relationships with minors while he was a teacher in Minnesota.
So, Amitha, you've actually mentioned partisan websites and Russia as putting out disinformation and lies. So who or what else is actually spreading the disinformation, and what is actually being done to rein it in?
Well, Microsoft has what is called the Threat Analysis Center, and it delivered a warning, one of many last month, that in addition to Russia, China and Iran are working to influence the outcome of the election, with Iran focused on the Trump campaign and trying to gin up anti-Israel sentiment. The Washington Post reported this week that an ex-deputy sheriff from Florida has actually partnered with Russian military intelligence to distribute deep fakes on Vice President Kamala Harris. Meanwhile, the Center for Countering Digital Hate says X's AI tool, Grok's feature that enables users to produce images with prompts is problematic. The center said Grok lacked the guardrails to protect against generating election disinformation. One Grok image showed an ailing Trump in a hospital bed. Another showed Harris sitting in front of a table with lines of salt made to look like drugs, needles, and tiny bottles of medication, all believable images. And remember, Maya, when these distortions appear on social media, they can reach millions of people. Sotagy says Meta, X, and TikTok are applying labels to election lies.
So what is the effect of this disinformation?
Well, people's decisions, their votes, are only as good as the information that they're given. So it's dangerous. It wounds democracy. It wounds society. Democracy relies on information, the truth, and faith in elected officials, in institutions, and fellow citizens. We saw what happened in England in August when a false social media post about the fatal stabbings of 3 children triggered riots against Muslims and other minorities. Dean Nelson, he is a founder and director of the journalism program at Point Loma Nazarene University, says mayhem is ultimately the goal.
And the intent is to create chaos and mistrust. So if you can create chaos and mistrust, and then you have a leader who says, you can trust me and only me, then kind of you can see the political machine just kind of working there.
And Maya, I should point out that with local news coverage and the news industry as a whole in decline and people existing in information silos, it is very difficult for journalists to flag all of the disinformation, to debunk it, and make sure that that debunking reaches the people who are actually believing these lies. It is why Tim Franklin, who is a dean at Northwestern University's Medill School of Journalism, says there has to be content regulation on social media platforms. He says so far tech companies have successfully argued that just like phone companies can't control what is said on a phone call, they can't oversee what is said on the internet. The problem is a call is between a couple of people. Social media reaches millions. Franklin believes oversight will eventually happen.
As I say, whether it's done voluntarily by the companies or whether Congress steps in. And I think there is a growing sense, bipartisan sense in Congress that action needs to be taken.
In the meantime, Americans will just have to do their own fact-checking. They can use resources like the News Literacy Project, the Campaign Legal Center, and, of course, NewsGuard.
Excellent work. Thank you so much, Amitha.
Thank you.
And this story is part of our Public Matters partnership with Voice of San Diego and with iNewsSource. You can find all of our coverage of local politics and civic engagement online at kpbs.org/Public Matters. Residents in National City are calling on City Council to block a fuel transfer station from being built near homes. iNewsSource investigative reporter Philip Salata explains.
A semi-truck rolling through National City neighborhoods is already a common sight. Now residents are worried there will be at least 70 more loaded with fuel passing their homes at night while they try to sleep. The National City Energy Transition Project, run by Texas-based USD Clean Fuels, will train in and truck out biodiesel through a new facility within a half-mile of Kimball Elementary School. It's located in an area California has slated for emissions reductions programs. A company spokesperson said they will minimize impact by avoiding residential areas, schools, churches, and congested areas. Resident Maria Sanchez said at a city council meeting earlier this month that while her grandchildren struggle with asthma, she struggles to clean the black soot that enters her home from industrial pollution. This is what we breathe every day. When community advocates heard about the project, they joined with residents to push for mitigation measures. The project is currently undergoing environmental review.
This community cannot survive if you continue to put these sort of businesses in this area. And I don't think there's anything wrong with this city looking and saying, yeah, it's an industrial zoned area where this would be, but what can we do to make it better? How can we make it more community friendly?
They've also raised alarms about what West National City residents, as well as those in similar communities, already face.
We know that they suffer tremendously from, high rates of asthma. The cancer risk is incredible in communities that are similar to West National City, where they're overburdened by these, polluting sources. So we just wonder how you can put an industry over your community's health.
With no mitigations in sight, advocates and residents want to block the project. For KPBS, I'm iNewsSource reporter Philip Salata.
iNewsSource is an independently funded nonprofit partner of KPBS.
And time to break it down on our weather headlines here. Cooler and drier weather remains for really the rest of the week, with some cooler temperatures moving on through. Could see some patchy frost tonight in parts of the high desert. A series of storms will send some more clouds and even rain returning by this weekend. Looking dry for tonight with cold weather. Look at Mount Lagoon as temperatures drop into the upper 20s. Chula Vista down to 49. San Diego, some low clouds developing late at 52 degrees. And Borrego Springs, temperatures dropping to the upper 40s. The blue on the map, representing the cooler but dry conditions that move in throughout the middle of the week. Most of us will top out with some highs into the 70s here. Oceanside 71, San Diego 71. But then as we head across Mount Laguna, we don't get to the 50s, a high of only 48 degrees for tomorrow afternoon. We head into the day on Thursday here. We'll watch that next system. That's going to be impacting folks a bit further to our north areas in Northern California, dealing with some more showers. We still keep it cool and we keep it dry by the end of the week, but there will be another round here, storms moving on through that will bring that return of some more moisture in the form of clouds and even some more rain as we head into the weekend. So let's check out the 5-day outlook here along the coast, where it stays very pleasant for Wednesday and Thursday. As we head into the day on Friday, we'll see some sunshine still sticking around, but look at the showers that return, unfortunately, just in time for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. When we look further inland, it's really Sunday that's going to be the wet day here. We'll start to deal with those nicer conditions before clouds start to increase and cooler weather move in by Saturday. But I would plan for the showers as we head into the day on Sunday. What can we expect for the mountains? Well, the cold weather sticks around as we head into tomorrow afternoon, a high of 48. We'll see temperatures come up a bit Thursday and Friday before it turns cooler and wetter by the day on Sunday. And we wrap it up into the desert here, where temperatures topping out to the upper 70s Thursday and Friday, but a few showers possible by Sunday morning. For KPBS News, I'm Ariella Scalise.
If your favorite Halloween candy has chocolate in it, then you're probably paying more for it and getting less. Higher costs for sugar and cocoa have boosted the cost of chocolate in recent years, and confectioners need to keep up. Here's Karen Kafa to crunch the numbers.
There's no dressing it up this Halloween. Chocolate has become more expensive, and that's prompted some confectioners to utilize some tricks when it comes to your favorite treats. This Halloween, your favorite chocolate treat may seem a little smaller, or there may be fewer in the bag.
If people want chocolate, it's still going to be there. Production is still going, but it's just going to cost more.
That's because of the supply of a key ingredient, cocoa. David Branch of Wells Fargo's Agri-Food Institute says recent years have brought tough growing conditions to West Africa, responsible for more than 70% of the world's cocoa supply.
The major cocoa producing region of West Africa has essentially had 3 years of declining production in crops due mainly to multiple weather events that just seem to be piling on.
The International Cocoa Organization projected in August that global cocoa production this season would fall by 14.2%. The supply squeeze felt by major confectioners who had also dealt with higher sugar prices before they fell back this year.
We've seen sugar prices this year drop from the highs we've seen the last 2 years, so that's a positive note for this.
So confectioners have been more creative this Halloween, swapping out layers of chocolate for things like wafers and nuts, combining chocolate and non-chocolate items in variety bags, and making treats a little smaller. The good news for chocolate lovers, weather conditions have improved for this year's crops, which will eventually boost supply. And when that cocoa supply does go up, chocolate prices should go down. Experts project cocoa prices will remain high at least until September 2025 before they decrease. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Have a great evening.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, and air restoration, flood and remodeling services for over 40 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marco Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.